Hey, what's up, guys? So I am rocking the car office right now. So I got my iPad set up on the steering wheel, got my keyboard, got my mouse. So I am sitting here actually at a track practice waiting for my daughter to finish. And like always in the world of real estate, you got to keep busy and keep doing work. So I am working on a CMA for a listing appointment I'm going to be going on this afternoon. So it's for a townhome that's out in Green Valley Ranch, which is out near Denver International Airport. It's kind of a unique one. They're still on the market with another agent, but like the last 5 or 6 listing appointments that I've had, they are still active on the market with another agent, but they called and reached out to our team to figure out how they can get things going and change their situation. So they reached out to the Empower Home team, which is part of Keller Williams here, which is now the team that I'm on. So I haven't made any videos in a while, but I previously was with EXP, and I had my own firm, the Great Life Colorado, here in Colorado. But now I've moved over to Empower Home Team, and it's been a fantastic switch. But all of that aside, so trying to get a vibe for what's going on in that neighborhood. So I looked, and it looked like there wasn't really as much activity going on as I thought there would be. So I figured, you know what, let's just call some of the active listings that are in that specific townhome complex. And I called 3 agents. There's only 3 that are kind of comparable right now. And the first one didn't answer. No big deal. That's kind of what you get with a listing agent who doesn't know what they're doing these days. Never answers their phone. But the second one, I said, hey, I'm about to list this home in the same complex. And before I formulate my strategy, I don't want to be competition to you, but I would love to know what the activity looks like in the neighborhood. What have you been seeing as far as showings, offers, things like that, just so I can kind of formulate what I'm going to do. And her answer was nothing. Nothing. I'm going to take it off the market. I'm going to try again after the new year. Nothing. They've been on the market 93 days, guys. 93 days. And they've had 0 showings, 0 inquiries, nothing. So I'm like, all right, well, I appreciate your time. Called the next person. They've been on the market for about 15 days. Same price point. We're talking mid 4s, nothing crazy. And same thing. No showings, no inquiries, no offers, anything. So then I went back. I'm like, well, there's obviously something going on here. So I looked at all 3 of these properties that I just called, and all 3 of these purchases happened for folks between roughly late 2020 and 2022. So at that point, if you guys all remember, the market was climbing, so it was kind of really hitting its steam right there after COVID started to peel off, and then it peaked right at 2022. Absolute peak. And I know this because I personally bought a house. I waited until it was at the absolute apex of the high market. I'm like, that's when I'm going to buy my house. And you know what? We did. And our mortgage payment is stupid high, but that's okay. We still got a decent rate. It was not as good as it could have been. We waited a little too long and it kept shooting up. I missed 0.25% because I didn't call my mortgage guy that evening because I wanted to sit down and have dinner with my family, and then I didn't want to bug him. Next day I called him and it went from 375 to 4.125 overnight. I'm so angry about that decision. But regardless, all 3 of these properties bought basically when I did, kind of in that pinnacle of the market. And now, if you guys are familiar with kind of how this wave is going, so it peaked, and we're in about the 2nd to almost 3rd year of a decline. It's been sliding, and it's been sliding down as fast as it went up. Now, all 3 of these properties are priced above where they purchased in 2021, 2022 at the peak of the market. So, listing agents, from your perspective, give me the logic on this. Now, I get a little bit of appreciation every year in real estate happens. It's just what it does. But if the market is in a decline, and let's be honest, guys, it's not in a decline, it's in a nosedive, a race to the bottom at this point. So if you're pricing properties above where it was at the peak of the market, and we're in year 2 or 3 of the decline, and some random agent calls you and asks, hey, how's the activity? And your answer is nothing. What does that tell you about your strategy? So the whole point of this video isn't for agents. It's not for prospective sellers. It's not for buyers. It's just this guy ranting. But it's a mistake I probably would have made a few years ago as well, before I really got into the numbers and started to actually learn how to do this job. The bottom line is 90% of all marketing is going to be price. 10% is everything else. And that 10% is very important because it gets people's eyes on your property so they can realize your price, and it gets them through the door. But if you're not getting anything and you're priced a pretty decent percentage above the peak of the market at the height of the market while we're in a declining market, what do you expect to happen? So bottom line here, guys, is we're in a very much declining market, and I don't see a recovery in sight, at least not in the near future, not in 2025 and not in the first or second quarter of 2026. If anything, it could level out a little bit, but I know one thing is 110% certain. You're not going to be getting peak of the market 2022 prices on homes in late 2025 over the holiday season. Now, the other interesting fact, so in the 2008-2009 crash, the height of the market had about 26,000 homes on the market, give or take. That was the most homes, most saturated market we'd ever seen. Excuse me. That was before my time as a real estate agent. I was blissfully flying reconnaissance jets around the world for the Air Force at that time and had no idea about any of this. Well, right now in November of 2025, as I sit, depending on the day in the week, we are sitting at somewhere between 20 to 22,000 homes on the market right now. So we're not at the max saturation we've ever been, but we're definitely going there. We're also seeing that delta increase as well. The amount of closed homes is on a week-to-week average less than the amount of homes that are hitting the market by at least a couple hundred. So that delta is still growing. So all of that to say, I know my strategy now as I'm going to go in and talk to these people at this listing appointment. They're probably not going to like it because unfortunately they bought right at the peak of the market as well. But bottom line is we have to get our pricing strategies relevant to what the market is doing. So anyways, good luck out there. Have a great holiday season, and yeah, keep watching. So if you liked this, hit like and subscribe, do all the things, because you know that's how these channels survive. And until then, enjoy your life here in Colorado, wherever you're at. See ya.